Hi everyone, I'm going to show you how to make some simple masks for the COVID-19 pandemic. My disposable mask supply was limited and they're expensive, so I was rationing them and hesitating going some places. I wanted to make homemade masks, but I was intimidated by the more expert ones out there. I also tried the CDC's no-sew bandana mask, but it fell off easily. Definitely not a stress reducer. There are many how-to videos of beautifully made masks out there. This is not that video. I'm not a great sewer, you'll see proof of that soon enough. So I designed some easy peasy down and dirty mask styles for personal use. These are simple and super quick to make. The ones I've made are washable and have filter pockets. They take probably no more than 15 minutes to make from start to finish, and you barely have to measure anything. You just have to take a few passes on the sewing machine. These are nearly no-sew masks. In this video, I'm making the sheet of paper mask. These are the supplies you'll need: thread, scissors, fabric, 100% cotton is best, boot or shoelaces, which are the mask ties, some pins, and a sewing machine. I think a really determined sewer could probably do this by hand with a needle and thread for fabric other than the denim, because denim can be really thick. For the shoelaces, I recommend 36 inches long if you're going to use 2 laces per mask, one on each side. A 55-inch bootlace is great if you're going to use just 1 lace per mask. Depending on the size of your head, you might be able to use a shorter shoelace. Other supplies you will need are for the optional but highly recommended metal nose piece. You'll need wire, wire cutters, and pliers. I prefer 16 or 18 gauge copper wire for this project. Shown here are some nose piece examples. I happen to have copper wire available at home for some of the metal work I do. I like copper because of its tensile strength. You can bend and adjust it many times and it won't break. You can also launder it. Flower wire and pipe cleaners have been recommended too, but I don't recommend any type of paper covered wire because you want to wash these masks. I've made nose pieces out of just a single length of wire. I usually do the looped around piece, which are the bottom two shown. By doubling back on itself, the piece is wider and sturdier. For each mask, you'll need around 4 to 6 inches of wire to play with. You might also want to use a ruler, but you can eyeball most of this. Each mask has a pocket for filter materials. I've used coffee filters and blue wipers trimmed to fit for my masks. This is the sheet of paper mask, but with a metal nose piece. The metal nose piece is great if you have to talk a lot while wearing the mask. It doesn't move as much because it's supported by the wire. If you've made the first sheet of paper mask, you might want to try this one next to expand your supply. As with the first sheet of paper mask, just trace and cut around a sheet of letter-sized paper. I'm using denim again. Once you've done that, lay the fabric good side down with the shorter 8.5-inch edge at the top. Fold down about 1/2 inch and pin it. Take it to your sewing machine and stitch about 1/4 inch from that fabric edge to make a 1/4 inch wide pocket. Lay the fabric's good side flat on the table. The edge with the pocket should be at the top. Now you can make the nose piece. Cut a piece of wire about 4 to 5 inches long, and with your pliers, bend the ends inward to make a round loop on each side. This is to keep the wire from poking through the fabric and hurting you. Loop back around by bending the wire in half. Next, push it through to the middle of the pocket you created. Fold the bottom edge up towards the top edge. Then fold on each side about an inch and pin in place. Take it to your sewing machine and stitch each side. You can always go over these seams a second time to make them more secure, which I do here. Next, you just thread through the shoe or bootlace. Lay the mask with the seams up and the pocket opening at the top. Push the bootlace up through the bottom of one pocket, then back down through the top of the pocket on the other side. This can take some patience and sometimes tweezers or pliers to pull it through, especially with the denim and the shoelace, which are causing a lot of friction together. Then you're done. Sheet of paper mask I made, also denim. I put the nose guard in there, this kind of small one. I usually prefer them a little bigger, but that's what I have in there. Also the filter pocket. And we'll put a filter in there. Here's the wiper cloth that has been cut to size. And just slip it in there. It's funny, sometimes I think that's the thing that takes the longest is getting these filters in there. So pre-cut them, make it easier on yourself. And okay, this one is a single bootlace, so it just slips over. Grab that hair out of the way, cinch it up. And again, the more you work it in, the better. There you have this one. You just play with that nose thing to get it where you want it. And it doesn't move with the nose piece in there. So it's pretty comfortable. The denim is thicker, but some people recommend denim because it's a very tight weave and heavy. Okay. And there you have it. I hope my mask designs work for you. Remember, be safe, and together we can get through this.